Right, we are switched over. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another match from the Ris3n competitive clash. We got some EterNal versus Renegade here tonight. I'm Revolt. I'm joined again by Coda. How you doing?
Hey man, good. How you doing?
Pretty good. I'm excited for some ZVT, man. This is our second one.
Well, ZVT is the best matchup in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people, that's kind of one of the agreed upon things. And definitely two stylistically very different players going at it here today. So without further ado, let's get started with our intros. In the bottom right-hand corner, representing Ris3n Competitive, of course, it is Renegade.
And spawning in the top left corner, also representing Ris3n Competitive, it is the yellow Terran EterNal.
Woo! So EterNal himself is coming off of a break here. And have you talked to him much about it, like his play and how he's feeling since he came back?
No, actually not really. Honestly, like those last couple days was the first time I've heard from him in a long time. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah,
he's alive. All right.
he just kind of
Go.
popped up and started a tournament. Yeah.
Hey guys, let's do this. Thanks for coming back.
Yeah, and actually we will be featuring some of those groups. I think I'm casting at least one of them, in which, Coda, you've got your group tonight. Renegade has his as well.
Yes, we're still waiting on confirmation. I mean, me and Renegade are both in the same group. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, we're just waiting for confirmation from I think one person just to give us the go, and then we should be good for tonight at like
Nice.
10 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, I'm also balancing between work stuff.
No worries. But taking a look at the builds so far, looks pretty normal here from both these guys. We know Renegade's got some very cheeky builds in his back pocket, and I feel like EterNal is in general, a very confident player. For good or for ill, he plays with a huge amount of confidence, and I feel like we could see Renegade, if he chooses his strategies correctly, kind of maybe sneak something out on him.
Maybe. The few games I have played with EterNal a long time ago before he disappeared on all of us, he was always hitting really sharp mid-game timing, which is really beautiful to see. I never tried anything cheesy, so I'm not really too sure how he's going to react to any kind of early aggro. But his mid-game is strong, for sure.
Yeah, and already this Reaper denying the third, getting 3 kills. That's 2 Lings and a drone. So tremendous damage so far here by EterNal. But this is a fake, right? The Roach Warren's going down. Ooh, but losing that Overlord in the main there for Renegade is a huge deal. If he's going to go Ravagers, which with double gas he definitely is, having that Overlord spotter is so important.
Oh yes, most definitely. He's got one Overlord over there still, but it's currently going toward the main, and there's a Marine there ready to start poking at it. He needs it to stay on max HP so it can get as much vision as possible.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's getting poked down now, and this supply block is huge as well. These Overlords need to finish, and that's Larva that he wants to be putting all towards Roaches and Lings.
oh no. So EterNal goes into the main with the Reaper and sees one gas and then backs up. I don't think he's seen the second gas into natural either. So he might still be thinking this is a one gas play.
Yeah, and he's getting Hellions and Marines right now, all things that Roaches are going to do quite well against.
Here we go. He sees the roaches.
Yeah. So he's going to know he's going to have to go back home and kind of batten down the hatches. It looks like 2 bunkers are going to be put down. But do you think that's going to be enough to stop all these Roaches? He's not going to have a high Marine count.
Um, maybe. I think it will. He's been producing Marines this entire time, which you don't actually normally see people do whenever they open with this build order. So having 4 Marines in a bunker against what? 6 roaches at the moment. Mass repair. He's got.
It's 10 Roaches.
10 roaches.
Yeah, with 2 more on the way. Now, there isn't the... Does he have Link Speed? He does have Link Speed, so I'm guessing he's probably going to make 1 or 2 Ravagers, spend all of his gas on that, and then just try and flood with Lings. But here we go. The assault's beginning. 1 Roach gets low on HP, but smart play there by Renegade. Going to make 2 Ravagers. But, I mean, EterNal's banking up a lot of money here, right? He's getting Cloak, he's getting a Banshee, but he's got some time before that Banshee hits the field, and this attack is here right now, Coda.
It is. He's losing a lot of money time, though, with all these SCVs.
Yeah, it looks like Renegade is going to try and bust the bunker. He's clearing out a bunch of SCVs, but he needs to kill a lot for this to be worth it. This first bunker is getting low. Will it go down? It's going to fall. He's going to retreat back to the second one. And I think EterNal has done enough here, because again, all he really needs to do is buy time for that Banshee. It will put a clock on this attack. More Roaches are following this up. But I think this attack might just run out of steam, especially as this Banshee hits the field.
I think you're right, but he did get a lot of econ damage done, and they're even on workers right now.
Yeah, and I really like the follow-up Lings, right? The Hellion count is pretty low, and this Banshee, he wants to go across the map with the Banshee, but what these Lings are going to do is constantly pressure the counterattack and force him to keep this Banshee at home while Renegade himself drones up.
He's surrounded the bunker.
Great pull out of the bunker.
Good job.
Yeah. EterNal keeping a cool head under a lot of pressure, and I think he comes out ahead here after that little trade.
I think he does. Only downside, he doesn't have his Zerg Command Center started yet. So Zerg can, if he doesn't take any damage to the Banshee, get a little out of control here.
Yeah, I mean, Ren needs to get this creep spread up, but what he did a great job of here in this game is knowing when to transition out of the aggression. A lot of lesser players would, keep hammering into a brick wall and just put themselves even further behind. Ren has secured a transition out of this, so I think what we're going to go into is maybe a little bit of a wonky mid-game, but a mid-game nonetheless.
Most likely, yeah. I will note, we have a third barracks coming down for EterNal right now, so instead of going for a third command center to get the eco back up, he went for aggression basically. So we're probably going to see a sharp timing coming out of him here shortly.
Yeah, but no Spore in the main is going to be devastating. 4 drones, 5 go down. Looking like he might add to that tally as well, as Renegade desperately tries to get his Spore Crawlers up. But this close Banshee, he might be able to get the Banshee though. I think he will. I think he will get the Banshee. Whoa, will he? Ooh, last shot gets the Banshee. 8 drones go down, but 11 more on the way here for Renegade, and he's powered up that drone count. He's going to be close to 60, which, is in the ballpark of, fully saturated on 3 bases.
Yeah, that's good. Again, we've got 2 more barracks going down now for no third command center. He is going all in here, and Renegade has not scouted this yet. He is making an overseer now, though. Yeah,
EterNal is going to get a third base on location, but he's got the 3 tanks, and like you said, that explosion of barracks units is going to make for one hell of a push. And Renegade's going up to Spire, and if EterNal hits his timing correctly, what we could see is a very awkward scenario for the Zerg, where you want to be banking your money and your larva for Mutalisks, but the Terran's attacking you, and you want to survive the attack, so if you can hit a timing here, you can really stunt the Zerg's ability to get those mutas out on the field, which, as we saw in our last series, once they hit the field, they can do some major damage.
Oh, yes, they can. Good call out to GT Kong and his ability with those mutas.
Oh, the fucking legendary mutas, dude. The legendary mutas.
It was great.
Yeah, 1-1 now on the way for EterNal. It's about a third of the way done. Ren's Evo's just finished up, so he should be able to start those relatively soon, which means the window of upgrade lead isn't going to be tremendously large here for the Terran, which obviously is what you want as Zerg. 14 more drones coming out, but here comes the push, right as the Spire finished, and I think we're going to see exactly that scenario. There's going to be no Banelings. I think EterNal gets this 4th base, pretty much absolutely.
Yeah, and Renegade saw it, but he's not making any production right now. We have 7 mutas on the way.
But mutas against this many Marines with medevac support is going to be very dicey. He doesn't have Baneling speed. He's definitely just going to have to sack this 4th, ideally evacuate out with the drones, which he is going to do. Yeah, here comes the big siege up from EterNal. Secures this position, kills the 4th base, but Ren's going to take a new 4th base up top. The right play. Oh, but EterNal smells blood here. Oh, even lifting the tanks into the natural to siege them up there. Oh my goodness, this is a power play, but that means they're exposed to the Mutalisks. Oh my gosh, this is going to get really weird. I'm not sure if Ren's going to be able to get out enough units to hold on here. The Marines are defending the Mutalisks while the tanks shell away at the natural. And EterNal, I think he might have just seen his window, gone for it, and I think it's going to pay off.
I think you're right.
Yeah, Ren's going to try and go in.
Timing.
Yeah, very sharp timing indeed. The mutas come in, but there are too many Marines. They're going to get gunned down, and with it, I think EterNal is going to strike the first blow here in this best of 5.
Good game.
Good game indeed.
It was
Alright.
good follow up for both players after dealing with the aggression.
Yeah, it really
Easy
was.
or eternal, however you want to call them. Went in there, smelt blood, went for the kill, and Renegade, unfortunately, he had the larva. He had the resources to make an army as well, but that supply block, just perfect timing.
Yeah. It was a little dicey. Renegade is going to be picking the second map here. He's probably going to take a look at the map list again. I believe it was Eternal Empire. Oh, it looks like it's Everdream. Eternal Empire and Zen were the bands. Wait, that's what I wanted to do. Options. Observer and replay. Why did it switch from back to default? I want my WCS overlay. There we go. There we go. It looks like Everdream is going to be map number 2 here. And that's one that we talked about, I think, in our last cast that you said was your favorite of the newer maps, correct?
That's correct, yes. I feel like there's a lot of options for Terran here. I mean, there's options for everyone. I feel like this is a relatively balanced map. You can play multiple different ways, and there's benefits, negatives to any kind of playstyle.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it is one of compared to a lot of the other maps in the pool, it is a little bit more of a standard map. You know, with the golden walls and the Zens and the purity and industries going on. Yeah, yeah.
And now that it's 1700, I'll finally take.
Alright, we're just here waiting for Renegade. And then we're going to be on into map number 2. I'm going to make myself a referee. So what are your predictions for the rest of this series, Coda?
I think we're gonna go 3-1. 3-1.
Eternal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a fair prediction. I mean, that game 1 was... Ready? Looks like they're both ready, so here we go. That game 1 was... Oh, no, he is there. Okay. Was a little bit like that timing did kind of kill him, but at the beginning, right, he lost that Overlord, which I feel like is a mistake uncharacteristic of Renegade. So if he kind of irons that out and gets even more damage done with that initial aggression, there's no reason to suspect that game 2 couldn't go a lot better for him.
I agree, and I'll be honest. There were a lot of slip-ups I thought from Eternal in this whole. I mean, there was a lot of SCVs that could have been pulled back out of biles or pulled away when they started taking a little bit of damage while keeping the others on the bunker. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see if his hold is cleaner this time, if we see aggression, or depends on what we see, of course.
Yep.
We'll see.
But
Think
let's
Renegade.
find out. Here on Everdream, up in the top right-hand corner, the yellow Terran player, up 1-0. It's Eternal.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, coming in as the Teal Zerg, representing the Ris3n competitive team, it is Renegade.
Renegade, that's Renegade X to you, Coda, okay? Can't forget.
Has it always been Renegade X?
Yeah, he's the 10th Renegade, okay?
Wow.
There's 9 others, but they're not nearly as good. So we mainly focus on Renegade the 10th.
He's the only Renegade that matters to me.
Exactly. It's going to be a hatch first opening here for Ren. And I feel like, you know, he kind of got a little bit of a reputation for being a little bit aggressive, but what people forget is that foundationally Ren's play is typically very, very macro based. And only lately has he kind of added that aggressive edge to it. And I feel like that makes him a very dangerous player in settings like this because we know he's got macro play up his sleeve, but at the same time, people are still scared that he could pull out, you know, the Roach aggressions, the Lingering Ravager, stuff like that. And whenever you're on edge playing against your opponent, I feel like psychologically that's a big deal.
Definitely, I agree. I think players that can pull out both styles, aggression and macro, are the scariest to play against in a BO5 or BO7.
Yeah. And yeah, we are in a BO5, which means, you know, these guys are they're gonna see everything that these guys got in their locker, something that's very useful for you because you probably have to play him later. So this is a little bit cheating for you, Coda. Are you taking notes? I hear you taking notes.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're all going down right now.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like the SCV Scout will confirm that the natural is a hatch first. It's good to know. And wait, did he skip the Reaper? Oh, no, he got a Reaper. He did. Okay, the Marine's just following it up. Okay, cool.
Super fast third here from Renegade.
Yeah, and he takes it at the other spot. He's not even going to bother with the whole shenanigans of the SCV and the Marine or the Reaper.
Okay,
There's his.
This is pretty standard, I guess, for Zerg nowadays. Take that super fast third.
Yeah.
No queen in production at the natural.
Ooh, that could be a big deal because that kind of gives this Reaper free reign here. Ooh, he needs to be careful in these tight corridors. The Lings can get us around. Oh, saves the drone.
So close.
So no kills for that Reaper, and it is going to have to get out of there because with 10 HP, one slight misstep means death.
He probably thinks that queen's about to pop, so he's getting the HP's back up.
Yeah, he did see the third, right? He didn't. He didn't see. Okay, he's going to check it now. Okay, good. He's going to check it now. At around 3 minutes, right? You really want to be checking for that third because if it's not down at 3 minutes, I mean, he's doing something with that money. But he sees the third. He knows that it's all normal, and he's going to go up into the main. Maybe try and harass one of these drones. Oh, great cancel once again there by Renegade, denying the damage. But still, the main point of this is less about killing drones here for EterNal and more about scouting information. And I think he's gotten that. He sees that it's all drones in the production tab. Everything is Normalsville. And it looks like Renegade is seeing a similar picture over in the base of EterNal. It looks like it could be Hellion Banshee again. Kind of an older style, but one I know I've seen EterNal play in TVZ just like so many times.
Yeah, and Mario did a really good job bringing that back, actually. GSL.
Yeah.
And this is two Overlords now that go down for Renegade, actually. Unfortunately, just way out in the open, not over the nice little cliff that it's supposed to sit on. So that's really bad.
Yeah, that cuts down on any vision across the map here for Renegade. He's effectively flying blind from here on out, but at the same time, I feel like when you know your opponent like he knows EterNal, you can kind of compensate for that. He knows that there was a tech lab down on that starport. And I think we're going to see him get his spores up here shortly.
I hope so.
I hope so as well.
He's the Hellions at the other base with his Overlord. He's made some Zerglings so he can try to maybe surround the jump creep, try to dive on the drones.
Yeah, oh, he's going to run into the natural. There's a lot of queens, or a lot of lings. They are going to go for this surround. They get a little bit of a broadside backup. That was a very anticlimactic, yeah. Wait 1 second, let me turn you up a little bit.
You're good. I liked it. He didn't get too greedy with the lings and tried to chase off creep, and EterNal didn't get too greedy and try to dive, so it's good.
Yeah, that's been like the precedent set by top Terrans, you know, is that more than anything else, unit preservation is super important. If you run in and you trade with the Hellions, even if you kill a bunch of drones, you have to bear in mind that the implicit cost of that is your map control and your ability to contest the creep. And I feel like you see a lot of top Terrans that will kind of eschew... Oh, wait, sorry. The Banshee's going into the main. There are not spores, and now this Cloaked Banshee once again is going to wreak utter havoc. 5 workers so far going down. Looks like the damage will rise from there as well. So we're probably going to see upwards of 10 going down to this Banshee in what is simply catastrophic damage here for the Zerg player. Ooh, he will get the Banshee. That's good. But 11 workers is a heavy price to pay for one Banshee.
11 workies.
Yeah, that's too many workies, dude. That's too many workies. You want to keep your workies alive.
You're making me think of Baby Yoda memes right now.
Hydrogen on the way here for Renegade. Does he have his Evo chambers up? Let me see. No, he doesn't. And that's pretty crucial. 1-1 is about halfway done here for EterNal. And, I mean, everybody knows upgrades are very critical in TVZ. And actually, here come the Hellions into the third base. They're going to get some money shots. It looks like 3. Looks like 5. Ooh, 7. 8 workers. Could have been worse, and he clears out all those Hellions. Although, at this point, EterNal's probably thinking more about getting Marine and drop aggression done if he tries to clear stuff out than the Hellions. But 15 more drones on the way here. Whoa, 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 20! That's so many drones here for Renegade.
There's a lot of drones. But he does see the fact there's a third base that's hovering, so he knows it wasn't a 2-base aggression. So maybe a fair play, but he needs to get Bane speed and prepare for the aggression that should come here shortly.
He does. It looks like, yep, Bane speed's 1-1, Hydra speed. All those things have started, and if EterNal delays his attack by another minute or so, that's going to be a huge power spike for the Zerg army, but I don't know if he's going to do that. How many tanks does he have? Just the 2. It's the Kasai law, right? You always want to wait for 3 tanks before you push, but it looks like he's going to ignore that advice right now, and he's going with just 2.
You can actually do 2 if you hit like the 645 time.
But it's 750.
Yeah, so he probably should wait for 3.
He's building them 2 at a time now. These Aryans are going to fly a little bit ahead, and that is going to alert Renegade of this attack. But at the same time, he can't really contest EterNal's posturing until he gets that Baneling speed. It's such a critical upgrade to defend a push like this.
Ballsy move, though. He's just on creep.
Yeah,
Slow
here
Banes,
we
though.
go. But the slow Banelings, will they be able to get some good hits? It looks like EterNal's running. There's the split. The tanks do a great job at clearing out the Banelings, and now it's a bunch of uncontested Marines. Once he clears that tank out, though, there are no more tanks. He's going to lose his creep queens, which hurts, but he can always remake those, and that's going to buy him time to get up 9 more Banelings and finish Baneling speed. I think if he gets these Banelings down, he can save this base. Oh, no, he's not going to go for it. He's not going to go for it. He evacuated the drones. He's got his 4th, which is now his 3rd, and another 4th going up. And I think he's going to be content with staying alive here in this situation as his hive starts.
That's fair.
Another important thing to note here. Ooh, actually, EterNal needs to get out of here. Bleeds out a few units. But important thing to note here is that EterNal did forget to start his 2-2, which means the upgrade gap has effectively closed. Renegade hasn't started his 2-2 yet, but EterNal's just started, and actually he's going to go get on top of this. Okay, there's a big army. There's a big army coming. Okay. Oh, no, Ren, you don't want to go in here.
No.
Ren, you don't want to go in here. There's too many units. Oh my gosh, EterNal's macro is just clicking today. Holy cow, he lost a big army, and here he is with an even bigger one to follow it up. And my goodness, you're going to have to make a lot of Banelings to kill this army.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, it looks like the creep is going to get cleared out as EterNal postures across the map. Now, he can't really push this side anymore as there's not really anything to push. Both the 3rd and the 4th are on the other side of the map. The hive is almost done. So again, Renegade is on kind of delayed duty. He knows that the longer things go, the more of a chance he has to get kind of the power units that he needs to handle this. But EterNal, keeping his foot on the gas pedal, doesn't want to give him that kind of time. Oh my goodness, here we see the engage. Renegade's running in with all the Ling, Bane, Hydra. Oop. EterNal backs up. Yeah, he's got a big army, but he wants to fight with his tanks. If he fights away from them, that could go very poorly very quickly. Yeah, here comes the siege up this spore, zoning out the medevac, but now the tanks are in position. Even one on the high ground. Renegade's collapsing from both sides. It looks like the top force gets taken out. He's going to dive onto the tanks, and he might just have enough here to clear this out. He needs to attack with the Hydras and let the Banelings try and deal with the Marines. Everything is going down. The tanks cleared out. 4 drones going down, and it looks like these Marines are going to get cleared up at the cost of 1 mineral line.
But behind this, we have an almost maxed out.
Holy cow. EterNal, he loses units, and he hasn't actually lost supply. What the heck?
Macro.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, EterNal, I don't think he exactly handled that fight perfectly, but it didn't matter. I mean, he's going full innovation mode right now, whereas his macro just looks oppressively strong. It doesn't matter if you eat a Baneling hit onto 10 Marines if there's 30 more Marines behind it, Cody, you know?
Very true. Just keep pumping out units.
Yeah, we have the 2-2, the Adrenal Glands, and the Ultralisk Armor on the way here for Renegade.
Now, EterNal doesn't really have an answer to Ultralisk right now. 2-2 bio, 3-3 now.
Yeah, he's got 2 more starports and a fusion core, though, so I'm assuming he's going to get Liberators.
Oh, I didn't see the starports. Oops. There they are.
Production tab, OP.
Very open.
Yeah, he's got 2 Ultralisks on the way right now, but like you said, currently his army is Marine tank medevac. It's a simple army, but very effective under the right circumstances. And EterNal is going to start his siege up. He's stemming on into the natural. Renegade's first two banelings are going to get sniped out. Oh no, the 2-2. The 2-2. Oh, so many overlords going down. Here comes the army of Renegade. But the tank's in great position, and EterNal, I believe, is going to take this fight, and with it, map number 2.
Agreed. Really well done by EterNal. He did a drop at the 4th base position and then pushed up into the natural. Loved it.
Yeah, it looks like the tanks are going to get cleared out in the background by the Ultras, but 2-2, 16 drones get sniped. That effectively means Ren has very, very little to follow himself up with in this game. Once 3-3 is done, that is an insurmountable level of an upgrade lead. This Ultralisk gets kited down, more drones falling, the hatch is going to die, and yeah. And of course, there's a bigger army still back at home for EterNal, because that's just what he does.
Macro.
Macro, OP. Yeah, he's going to go for the Ultralisk Cavern. It is going to get sniped out. GG is called.
Good game.
Good game indeed. And EterNal's postured himself to take the series, but he's still going to take one more map here.
Yeah, like I said, EterNal's mid game is really strong. Each game I think that we have seen, he won it in the mid game with a really decisive push.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, watching EterNal is always weird because he does so many things so well, and sometimes he'll take a little bit of unfortunate positioning or maybe a trade that he doesn't want to, and you're like, ooh, that was really bad for him. And then you look and you're like, ah, no, it wasn't bad at all. He's just macroing like a champ.
Yeah, love it. Good Terran macro. That's
good Terran macro. It makes Coda a very happy Terran player, you know?
Yes, it does.
All right, so we're just going to be waiting to see what our third map here in the series is going to be. Again, I think it was Eternal Empire and Zen that were banned. Everdream and Simulacrum have been played, which means we got Nightshade, Golden Wall, and Purity and Industry. Nightshade, an unsurprising pick. I don't think anybody is super stoked on Golden Wall or Purity and Industry.
Sorry, more work emails, but yes, no one likes Golden Wall or Purity.
Nobody likes it. Although, actually, Wrath probably really likes Purity and Industry, because I feel like you can mech really well on that map. Alright, it looks like EterNal's ready. We're going to wait for Ren to ready up, and we're going to get on in to our third game here in the series. Go, says Renegade, and here we do indeed go. So what do you think we see here from Renegade? Again, in that first game, we saw him get a little bit aggressive. You know, a little bit of sloppy mistaking, losing that Overlord. I felt like kind of hampered his attack, but he fought himself back in. Game 2, we saw him go for a more of a standard play. What do you think it is we'll see out of Ren this game?
I think he's going to go aggression. He had a much closer game the first game, and his loss was due to losing some over mid game, one Overlord in the beginning. So I think we're going to see aggro.
All right. Spawning down in the bottom right-hand corner here on Nightshade. Our Terran player who is poised to lose 3-0 in the next round. It is EterNal.
And spawning in the top left corner. Needs to win this game and all the rest and face me in the next match. It is Renegade.
It is. And an important thing to remember here, there are a lot of heavy hitters in this tournament, but it's double elimination, which means if you get a rough draw, which there's a lot of rough draws, you get a second shot at it. And while Renegade, he's not out of the series yet, but even if he falls in this series, I feel like he's somebody that could make some waves down in the lower bracket. Oh, whoa. Hello.
Oh,
Who's getting aggressive? Who is?
It's EterNal getting aggressive.
It's EterNal getting aggressive. And if he opts for a roach play like that and that kind of opening, that could go very well for Renegade. Roaches and really any units are good. This is a 3 racks, which means it's a heavy commitment. With 3 racks, you want to get that. You pretty much have to get the hatch, I feel like.
You have to kill the hatchery.
Yeah.
And Renegade went hatch first, so I wish he would have gone aggro this game.
Yeah, he still might though, right? I mean, there are a lot of builds that you can do that get aggressive after hatch first, but it's not going to be anything immediately with a quick pool. And I feel like EterNal, we should probably see him getting those. Oh, okay. The Overlord is in position. It's going to see both SCVs and the Marine, so he knows. He knows that this is happening. Yep, he moves the Overlord. Renegade is perfectly aware of what's going on right now. And that's a huge step to starting to defend it. The bunker line is going to start pretty far back here for EterNal. The hatch finishes. We're going to have to see what EterNal's or what Renegade's response is going to be. He's pulling some drones here. There's only one Marine, but he's going to try and focus down these SCVs. It looks like to try and stop the production of these bunkers. One drone goes down so far. Great micro here by EterNal. He's going to get a second one. Ooh, 10 lings on the way. One bunker is almost down, but he's delayed. He's delayed this bunker so much that he might be able to stop this second one. Yeah.
Actually, none of those are in range of the hatchery.
Yeah,
Don't
with
that up.
spines coming up. With spines coming up, this could be absolutely brutal. Speed is on the way now. Queens, that's going to be able to zone these Marines away from this hatchery.
This is great. He needs to put the spines in a position where they can't be shot by the bunker, but can protect the hatchery. And this is hold.
Yeah, I think he's just going to wait until this second spine finishes up, move them both up together, I guess. But once he does that, right, these Marines really don't want to be eating spine crawler shots. And, yep, there go both the spines. This hatch still got plenty of HP, so he's still got time to move them up, but I think he wants to do that soon. Here we go. Looks like they're both coming up with the Queen and the Lings, and he might just try and break out of this, actually. And it looks like he will. I don't know how I feel about the decision. All these Marines are going to melt. Oh. He gets two of the SCVs, but there's still one there to repair.
Pull the crawlers back.
Oh, one crawler goes down. The Queens are moving up to try and get the SCV. Oh, the Queens are going down as well, and oh, that is going to put Renegade in a very, very tricky position here, as now there are enough Marines, I think, to kill this spine. Oh, maybe not with the Lings here.
With some good Ling micro here, this is a hold.
Yeah, I mean, the Marine production is not going to stop. He's going to go in on this spine, and he is going to... Oh, he's not going to get it. Okay, great play there. Oh, and he's even going to lose a bunch of Marines for the trouble. Looks like Ren is going to try and run around. There's a factory coming up back at home, but... Ugh, these bunkers are just in such an annoying position to try and run by. He's going to come in on this spine, take it out, and that's really the anchoring of the defense. He's going to try and go into this natural middle line. These Lings are going to try and defend all they can, but I think at this point the hatch is down, and that's going to make Renegade's position a whole lot trickier. Here come the drones. He knows he needs to kill this here and now. This is his last shot, but with the bunkers still standing, I think we've seen EterNal, using a variety of strategies, pull out the victory here. Oh,
Yes, we have.
great micro, too, in and out of these bunkers. Puts the Marines in the bunker, evacuates that into the second bunker, and then loads up the other ones. Just, there's a very thought-out use of his units here.
Agreed.
That's
Well
the
done.
last of the Lings. Only a few units remaining. He's going to get the hatch, and at this point, EterNal doesn't need to do any more pressure. He knows he can just kind of sit back and macro. Even going to get some more drones. G is called. And EterNal is going to move on to the next round to face you, Coda.
Yeah, sounds good. Super excited.
Yeah, well,
Can't wait.
that is going to be all we got for now. Again, we might be back with one of the RSL groups soon. But thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks, Coda, for casting with me. And good luck in your RSL match.
Definitely. Thanks for having me, man. Enjoy your night, everyone.